Welcome to Saffarazzi, the paparazzi for South Africans abroad. We want to know a little bit more about your background, so I think if we kick off by just, if you can explain to us a little bit about why you came to the UK.
Okay. Born and bred in Cape Town, spent most of my life in Cape Town, studied at UCT, did BCom CA, got involved in lots of different exciting businesses in South Africa, cement industry, financial services, property. Moved across here about year 2000 and really just moved across for a different adventure, originally for a year or two, and it's now 7.5 years later.
Did you find settling in the UK originally?
It was very tough. I think, I came across and spent 6 months looking at different business ideas, and I think the things you miss is you realise the contacts you built up in South Africa and how much easier it is to get things done because you know where to go, who to see, and things to do. So I really missed that. But we made a real effort to integrate into the UK side of things so that you meet people and get to know how things go forward. Yeah.
A little bit more about philosophy.
Yeah. I think for me, what I always want to be involved in the industry that I enjoy, and there's massive change going on, and I think there's a lot of elements which I learned through different parts of my career, but the big one is looking after your customers really well and making a difference. And there's so many industries that just don't do that, and that's where opportunities come from. And I think the philosophy, which is what got me into the healthcare side of things, is very much looking for an industry which is undergoing a lot of change. The healthcare industry clearly is in this country at the moment, and also where they really don't look after patients in this case rather than customers. And for me, my philosophy behind MediClinic is making sure that every single patient has an amazing experience. If we can do that, then we've made a difference to their lives. And that's the philosophy behind business. If you do that well, and you give the patients a great experience, you will have a great business, I believe. I'm sure there are a lot of other factors around that, but that's a core element of it. So going into that, having a lot of fun with what you're doing and making sure the team have a lot of fun, and that's always quite a difficult thing to keep that going, but it takes hard work. But if your team is enjoying what they're doing, the patient rubs off on the patients, and the patients have a great experience, and they'll go and tell people. That's what it's about.
In your view, what makes MediClinic different to other private practices here in the UK?
Yeah, I think our competition is in more than just private practices. It's in the NHS as well. And I think what we try to do is give, as I've talked a lot about, is give the patient a special experience. With that comes convenience. We're open evenings, we're open Saturday mornings. We do proper consultations, and examples in the NHS, you go in and a lot of practices will only allow you to see the doctor for one issue. A lot of the time that's not the case. And, we allow people to talk about things and actually get their problems resolved. So I think that's important for us. Going the extra mile, same day appointments, when you've made an appointment to see you on time. Small things like that make a big difference. And I think also our follow-up process, we can get blood test results back to you quickly. That's really important, is caring for the patient, going that extra mile for the patient. I think that's what makes us different. And that'll differentiate ourselves both against the NHS and other private practices.
And tell us a little bit about the future of MediClinic.
Yeah. Well, we're always looking to grow. We've put in 3 practices in the last 2.5 years now, and brought on about 4,500 patients. So we're growing. We're looking to, at this stage, we've put in new systems and things like that, and get that settled down. Looking to grow new practices next year. So that's the growth plan, to really get closer to where our patients are. It's really important. We always recommend that they do register with their local NHS practice. You're never quite sure what sort of emergencies can come up and things like that. Now, to do that, it's really important you find out your local practice, because there are various practices within your area where you stay that you can register. So go and visit them, find out what's required for that. You need to register with them and have a sort of pre-medical before you can actually see the doctors. So it's really important you do that when you arrive.
Welcome to Saffarazzi, the paparazzi. What? Paparazzi what? Here we go.
It's a tongue twister.
For paparazzis abroad. For South African paparazzis abroad.
Saffarazzi, the paparazzi for South Africans abroad.
Tongue twister.
Welcome to Saffarazzi, the paparazzi for South Africans abroad.